Hello everybody and welcome back once again to the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. We have episode 34 this week, joined here with Jeff Crow, and I will be joined by Cdub here when we get to the news too. What's up, Jeff?
Not much here for number 34.
3-4. That's Charles Barkley, I know.
Yep, Charles Barkley, Bo Jackson, both Auburn players, and the great Walter Payton.
Yes, the great Walter Payton as well. I almost forgot about that.
So, that was a good number.
Yep. We're going to do Raw this week. We're also going to go over, when Cdub gets on here from Chronochord Media, we're going to go over the Beast in the East special, the NJPW G1 series he has a report on, and then some news. I got not much news going on, really, but I got less than a page this week. But let's get through this Raw, which, you know, pretty much other than the Brock and Heyman segments, wasn't the greatest, I guess. And the Cena-Cesaro match was good. But like we said the last 2 weeks, it's like they just have to do stuff to advance these storylines. Like we said, I kind of liked the every 2 week pay-per-view they had going there.
Yeah.
I think it made things, you know, move along faster. So
Seems like starting to drag on a few things. Some are picking up and some are kind of just dragging.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Brock and Heyman came out. Heyman introduced Brock, addressed Seth Rollins and the Authority on Brock not being in Tokyo, Japan. He said he's the god of violent retribution, and it will come at the expense of Rollins and anyone that stands with him. He says Brock disrespects Rollins, and he broke the 11th commandment. And what was the 11th commandment? Thou shalt not intentionally provoke Brock Lesnar.
Beast.
Yeah, he said he will destroy Rollins at Battleground, and it starts tonight, and said Rollins will be there, and that means Brock isn't going anywhere. So what'd you think of that opening?
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I did too. I'd like to see Brock spit a few words out, though, other than Heyman doing every bit of talking for him.
Yeah, he needed to say something.
He only talks when it's a backstage promo, like what?
I know.
Or like a pre-taped promo, that's the only time he talks.
He looks like he's almost too pumped up to talk anyway. He probably wouldn't. He'd be like Scott Steiner out there. Big Papa Pump talking.
Yeah, but I thought that was a pretty good way to open it, other than, you know, Brock not saying anything. But, you know, Heyman's always good on the stick. He said a lot more than what I noted down, too. But like I said to you, it's hard to write every note for Heyman.
Yeah, he's coming up with some catchy stuff, too, that he's been saying.
So we wouldn't see the end of them. They showed horribly cropped photos of Kane in Hawaii. Man, that was bad. I hope they didn't think that we were supposed to take those for legit. Come on now. I don't think they were. I think it was a joke.
I'm pretty sure it had to be those.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. They showed J&J's road trip footage too, which was kind of funny in my opinion. Like they're freaking Three Stooges or something driving a car cross country. So I thought that both was ridiculous, really. Then we had Big Show and Ryback for like the 5th time. Miz at ringside. He taunted Show and Ryback on the mic, and then Miz interfered and got shell-shocked and chokeslammed. And then Ryback meat hooked Big Show out of nowhere. So ended up, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it was the same old thing we've been watching.
Right, so it was pretty much Miz interfering, causing a disqualification, or I actually don't know the actual
match, I guess.
Yeah, just to keep the match going. Not much more to say about that. We had Brie Bella with Nikki and Alicia versus Paige. Brie Bella ended up winning after interference, and then Nikki came in and rack attacked her along with Alicia Fox and Brie there, and then they all celebrated after the match after that little beat down and on Paige. So what do you think's going to happen here? Ironically, nobody helped Paige, so.
Yeah, somebody's. I'm wondering if Charlotte's going to end up coming up, or.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to come up there to help Paige. She's getting a little bit outnumbered now, 3-on-1.
Charlotte or Natalia could possibly back. I don't know.
Yeah, I just see this as a great way to get one of them NXT divas in there.
Yeah, they definitely need to. Either Charlotte or Sasha.
They could get both of them in there.
Becky Lynch even, I think, she could be up there even.
Because it's 3-on-1, right?
Yeah.
And I did have a note about Brie Bella. Yeah, she's been begging Vince to get those NXT divas in there. Did you read that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, she's been begging him to get the NXT divas in there, I heard.
He's not going for it.
I'm trying to find the note that I had on here about it. Yeah, Brie Bella begging for NXT women to get called up. I guess he's not yet.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully with her trying to say something, he's going to realize it.
I think he would listen a little bit. Because, I mean, they've been putting on the divas that they have. They've been putting on pretty damn good matches, but they've only got so many, so.
Right. After that, because I really don't have much to say on the Divas. I think they did show a match that they're having or something, but I'm not sure. Promo was shown on Wyatt versus Reigns. All the stuff that's went down between them two. It was a little vignette package. And then we had Reigns and Mr. Money in the Bank Sheamus. Bray played mind games as lights went out. Roman ran down and Superman punched Wyatt on his way down to the ring. But we learned that that was not actually Wyatt, as he popped up on screen laughing on the Titantron. And then the lights turned on and a count out was called on Reigns, and Sheamus ended up winning. So I thought this was a really cool little deal. A lot more like Undertaker than they've been doing with Wyatt, in my opinion.
Right.
And that was cool because I really thought that was Wyatt.
Yeah, I thought it was at first too.
I never did read who it was or anything, but
But yeah, I definitely like the way they're doing more like the Undertaker gimmick.
yeah, I do
Yeah,
too.
and mind games, all that.
That's what we've been saying they need to do for like weeks now.
Yeah, I know. It's about time.
Yeah, so I like that little finish.
Instead of Bray just out there cutting a big long promo or a backstage promo.
Well, it was something different, that they
Yeah.
haven't done for a while. After that, though, Sheamus was in the ring and Orton's music hit. So Orton headed down to the ring and brawled with Sheamus, and then Orton ended up hitting an RKO on Sheamus and celebrating, so sending Sheamus off. So what'd you think of that little Orton spot?
Glad to see him back, especially right before the pay-per-view coming up in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's going to definitely hype that up. Orton, hometown is in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're hopefully going to be there still, right?
Yes.
So we will do a live result show from there if we bring the laptop.
Yep.
I plan on it, especially since it's a pay-per-view. We won't have to go over it on the show then. So it'd be cool to do a live reaction, from the place.
Well.
It'll just be audio, but still, we'll get it on there from the night.
Yeah. Get to hear the fans and everything, so.
Yeah. So after Orton's music hit and all that, you have anything else to say on that whole deal? Just continuing it on.
Yeah.
I do look forward to seeing him in St. Louis, though.
Yeah.
Triple H, Rollins, and J&J talked backstage, and he asked for a moment with Rollins by himself. Triple H did. And Triple H spit out a little pep talk, which we were talking. We couldn't even hardly hear him on there. It was bad mic. Rollins says he has to call out Brock. The last thing anyone will think he'd do. And Triple H says, yeah, show him, Seth. So that was pretty funny, Triple H saying that at the end there. If you didn't watch it, check that part out.
Show him, Seth. Show him.
Yeah, go show him, Seth. So that was pretty good. Rusev and Summer Rae came to the ring. This is quite long. Rusev apologized for wasting a year on Lana and for the Americans taking her in and acting like she's never done anything. And he apologized to Ziggler, but I can't remember what he did for. Something about just because he is who he is or whatever. Summer said that they should be showing Rusev respect. Rusev says, don't waste your words. Ziggler and Lana come out. Says he knows his ankle's broke, but is his brain too? I thought that was funny. Everything he's got in the business is due to one person, Lana, he said. He can complain all he wants, but he knows deep down that he lost the best thing he ever had. And says like the song, you don't know what you got until it's gone. Well, it's gone, and he found her, and he laid one on Lana. Summer got up in Lana's face, and Rusev backed Summer off, and then turned and drilled Ziggler and beat him down with the crutch. And then he super kicked him with that boot that he had on, the walking boot. But then he took the boot off and continued to assault Ziggler. Ziggler kind of got a fight back, but Rusev regained control and put the crutch on Ziggler's throat and slammed him like face down with it under his throat. Pretty bad. The medics came out on the stretcher, and Rusev continued to assault him with the crutch. Put a good beating on Ziggler here. And did you see WWE's reporting that Ziggler is out indefinitely? He has a severely bruised trachea.
Oh my.
But it has to do with that contract deal.
Oh, I know. Yeah. We're either work that out or he's going to be done.
Right, I think it is too. I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. They're going to work that thing out, and right now he has to be put off TV somehow,
Yeah, because they ain't going to want to go forward with anything if he doesn't sign again.
Yeah.
Commit to any feud. So that kind of puts him in a perfect spot.
Right, so I thought that was a pretty good little segment, though. We've been saying for how long that Rusev's going to be walking and just beat him down one of these days.
Yeah, when it was coming soon.
Yeah, we've been saying that for a long time, so that was that. Then we had Bo come out and say that that was horrible, and says bad things happen to bad people, and good things happen to good people like him, and all you have to do is, Bo leaves! Ambrose came out then, and they had a Bo Dallas and Ambrose match. Ambrose won with Dirty Deeds, like we probably knew would happen.
Yeah.
Bo Dallas just jobbing out like crazy. It was kind of funny. It was kind of funny what he said, though. But
Harry Borowitz.
Right. It was funny what he said, but other than that, it was
yeah.
just kind of ridiculous. Had to get Ambrose in the show somehow, I guess.
Yeah.
After that, we had old King What's Up, R-Truth, take on King Barrett. Barrett hit him with a bull hammer from midair as Truth was coming off the top rope for the win. That was a pretty cool little spot. But other than that, man, I mean, why are they having these guys fight on Raw? I mean, why don't they have like a pay-per-view match or something?
I don't know. I don't get it. They're supposed to be a main feud. Why? I don't know. Pointless, really.
Truth carrying around old TL Hopper's plunger still. King What's Up?
Still carrying it or not?
Hanging out with Duke the Dumpster. Yeah, he was. He was carrying.
I don't know if he will after this match, though.
I don't know. He got bull hammered down. So we'll see what happens there. Shows. Go ahead.
At least Barrett won that one.
Yeah, no kidding. It's about time he picked up a win.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that gimmick's going nowhere. That King gimmick.
Yeah.
I've got no interest in it. I don't know if anybody does. I don't think they do. Then they showed Rollins and J&J walking out to the entrance. Rollins came out, and J&J drove out their car, and all three came down to the ring with axe handles. Rollins talked how Brock was yesterday's news, and he will be victorious at Battleground, and they showed the vignette of the Authority's attack 2 weeks ago on Brock, which was a good beatdown. Rollins says that he's the man that destroyed the Shield and reunited the Authority, and at Battleground he's walking in with the belt and walking out with it. He talked about Heyman's 11th commandment and said, here I am, Brock. And is he the animal that everyone says, or is he just Paul Heyman's bitch, is what he said. I think they get in like one bitch or something a show. I don't know. Brock comes out with Heyman slowly approaching the ring. He turns around, and Heyman pushes this box out, and they open it up, and there's 2 axes inside of there. And Brock takes out the 2 axes and goes to town on that car that J&J had. Nice-ass car, breaking windows. He even tore the door off and tossed it about 20 feet. Which a piece of that actually hit a guy and hurt him, but I guess he's all right. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, they said it flew out there. I've seen that. Did you watch that video?
Yeah, I seen the video, but I didn't see it hitting the guy.
No, it kind of hit like right in front of him. Like I said, they said he didn't need any medical attention or anything. He probably got that thing autographed by Lesnar and got to keep it.
Yeah, that's sweet, man. Brock fought off J&J as they came running down. They actually got a little bit of an axe handle blow in on him and got a few hits, but then he fought him off and he snapped Noble's arm with the old Kimura, right? What did he give him? Did he snap his arm with the Kimura, was that?
Yeah, Noble's arm got snapped.
Standing Kimura. He snapped it pretty good. And then he suplexed Mercury on the front of the hood of the car, turned to the ring and ran to attack Rollins, but Rollins took off out of the ring and out of the arena and over the barrier. So Brock went back to the ring, grabbed the belt and held it up, and then he went down and stood on that hood of the car as Heyman was kneeling down there like he was some god or something. So that's how that ended. That was badass, though, Brock just destroying that car.
Oh, that was awesome.
I also heard there's reports on WWE that he injured Noble and Mercury.
Yeah, I heard Noble had some cuts, I guess.
Oh, did you? He had a nasty stitch job done, for sure, that I saw. I don't know if you saw it.
No, we get cut by glass, I heard, and then Noble, I don't know. I mean, Mercury, I don't know what happened to him.
I think it's just a kayfabe injury on him.
Probably.
I thought that was pretty cool, though, overall. You got any comments on that? I'm looking forward to this Rollins and Brock match, really. He's going to destroy Rollins, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, they didn't have to get physical, and Brock got to destroy that car.
Right. I thought it was a good little spot. Next, we had the Lucha Dragons versus the New Day. Primetime players were on commentary. We have the Primetime players and New Day at the pay-per-view going at it, right?
Yeah.
They hit their double-team finisher that, I don't know what they call that, but they hit it on Sin Cara for the win. So, New Day looking strong on the win against the Lucha Dragons. I can see Lucha Dragons getting in the race, though, here after this little feud, because, I mean, they do a hell of a job in their matches and they're over.
Yeah. I think they will.
I don't know. Do you think New Day's going to get the belts again?
I think they are.
It's going to be interesting to see who wins that match.
Yeah, and I think they'll end up feuding with probably Lucha Dragons, I think, if they win.
The only reason I'm looking forward to that match is because I want New Day to win the belts back.
I know, they need them back.
Right, that's what I think.
Better than primetime players.
Oh yeah, but did you see that AJ Styles praised Titus O'Neil's work on the mic? Said he had natural talent. He also praised Cesaro because we might as well just talk about it now. They did have the announcement that Austin's going to be on the 2K16 cover and had that little vignette of him digging up the old Smoking Skull belt.
Oh yeah,
which was cool.
Picture I took up.
Yeah. But did you see Cena praised Cesaro after Raw went off the air about this next one?
Yeah, I seen that.
But let's just get into what happened. Cena came out and announced the U.S. Open Challenge. This was the main event, by the way. Owens came out and said every week he's the worst part of Raw, Cena is. Saying the same things over and over, but tonight it ends. Said he was going to wait till Battleground, but now that he has no belt, he wants him right here, right now, for the U.S. title. Cesaro came out and talked about Owens whining and told him to step aside, and if anyone deserves a shot, it's him. He had Cena ready to give up, but the only reason he lost was Owens' interference, and it's because Owens is jealous, and he won't be able to beat Cena, he says. So he said if he don't get out of the ring, he won't have a problem with just Cena, but he'll have a problem with him too. And Owens walked off, and Cesaro took on Cena for the U.S. title. And Owens, well, he may be back. We don't know. But the matchup for the U.S. title between Cesaro and Cena was really good. Cena hit a super attitude adjustment off the top for the win. The regular attitude adjustment just didn't get it, so he had to go for the super. I'm not liking those triple-double finishers, kind of like JR's saying, really, in the matches. But, man, you got to say this match was about 4 stars.
Yeah, it was.
3.5, maybe.
Yeah, it was good.
It was one hell of a match to go back and watch if you haven't seen Raw yet. I'd just go back and watch that match and the Brock spots.
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's all you got to do if you've missed Raw like Cdub. Just go back and watch the Brock spots and the main event because it was just awesome. But afterwards, that hellacious match, Owens attacked Cena. Cena countered it though and hit Owens with a AA attitude adjustment, and Raw went off the air with Cena celebrating.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome, man. But then, after Raw went off the air, that he cut that really emotionally charged promo praising Cesaro, so that's cool.
Yeah,
wish he could have done it live, but...
Yeah, I mean, that crowd was going nuts, too, so...
I didn't really note the post-Dusty show that they had, the tribute show. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
I didn't either, but I heard a lot of legends and stuff were on there, and it was really cool. So if everybody hasn't seen it yet, like we haven't, we need to watch it maybe before Raw this week. But that's one thing I didn't get to report on because it was just late, and I didn't feel like staying up again, and I don't have the network at this time at my house, so I'd have to go to Jeff's to watch it. So I am going to acknowledge that they did have that Dusty tribute show, which was kind of like a live event thing they said, but I'm not sure, so.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to check it out.
A lot of legends, divas, and superstars were on there. I think Stardust and Goldust made an appearance on there.
That'd be cool.
So we need to check that out.
I got that to check out. I got some NXT to check out.
It's been a slow week on the wrestling with 4th of July and stuff. We just were kind of wore out on Monday, so we didn't get around to that. But now let's get a hold of Cdub and get him on here for the news and notes, man, because I think Raw, like I said, it was pretty decent overall, I think, just because of the Brock spots in that final match.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's a lot you could skip over.
It was a pretty decent Raw, I mean...
Right. Not too much to talk about, but it was pretty cool. Now, let me get Cdub on the phone here, bud.
Get him on.
Okay, Jeff, I got Cdub on the line here now with us. What's up, man? Do you want to give us a quick plug for Chronochord before you get on with the news and notes with us here, buddy? Since I haven't shouted you guys out yet.
Right on. Much appreciated. You guys can find us at chronochord.com, on YouTube at Chronochord, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. Chronochord, ChronoChord.com.
Link is in the bottom of in the description of the video down low too. It says check out more from Cdub at Chronochord Media and then I have a link, so go down there and click on that link after that and check out more from Cdub. He's got an awesome pro wrestling report that he just did that I may post under this video to the link as well, if you don't mind, Cdub. That might help you out a little bit.
Absolutely. Go right ahead, and thanks in advance to everybody who may go and check it out.
All right, man. Well, let's start out, guys, with the old Beast in the East special that happened over in Tokyo, Japan. What was the arena they had this at?
The Ryogoku Sumo Hall in Tokyo.
That's why I love having you on here, Cdub. I would have never even spit that out. Yeah. Anyway, what was your guys' overall thoughts on this? Really?
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good for I mean, it wasn't great, but it was pretty solid actually. I mean, there was a couple of good matches, and
I only have one.
I think it turned out pretty damn good, really.
I only have one thing to say, but I kind of wanted to hear what you guys had to say first.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was great. I actually stayed up late and watched it live that morning from Tokyo. And man, I gotta say, I was very impressed. There was a nice pace to the show. There wasn't a lot of wasted time. They got right into it with the Jericho versus Neville match, which I thought was fantastic. And just kind of went up from there. But I do have to say that after the Lesnar-Kofi match and the Owens versus Balor match, the main event kind of fell flat with Ziggler and Cena taking on, who was it? Kane and
Barrett.
Seth Rollins?
Barrett.
Wade Barrett, there you go.
King Barrett, damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, King Barrett.
It's King Barrett. Anyway,
It's King
that
Barrett.
was my complaint. What in the hell did they end the show with Cena, Ziggler defeating Barrett and Kane?
I don't know.
You should have ended it with Balor winning the title, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought that was the end of the show, really.
Yeah,
And,
but I think that they don't want to put NXT over WWE on their show.
I'm afraid you're right there, Jeff. I think that's the case. They don't really want to turn NXT loose and let them run free because that would make Monday Night Raw look like crap, kind of.
And I thought it was absolutely ludicrous to put that match right before Cena, Ziggler, and Barrett Kane. Really, man, come on.
Yeah, I mean, on Twitter, I said that...
Put Brock in the main event. I would have rather seen that.
Yeah.
That's who the pay-per-view was built around.
Yep. On Twitter, before I realized that was going to be the main event, that tag team match, I was like, oh, great, here comes the popcorn match. Little do I know the popcorn match is the freaking main event.
Oh, man. No kidding. That was about the worst match of the whole show.
Yeah.
Let's just run down the line here, and then you can say it, Jeff. Jericho defeated Neville. Nikki defeated Tamina and Paige in a 3-way for the Divas title to retain. Brock defeated Kofi and then destroyed New Day afterwards. And then we had Balor defeat Owens for the NXT title in one hell of a match. Cena and Ziggler defeated Barrett and Kane in the main event. So what were you going to say, Jeff?
What was that?
You were going to say something.
Oh, no, I was just saying that I had no interest in that last match. It was after the Balor-Owens match, I was just like...
Yeah, because when I watched it at your house afterwards, I'm like, is there another match after this?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want to see that, so I didn't even watch that match. How bad was it?
Pretty lame.
It fell flat. I mean, obviously in Japan, there's kind of a different style. The fans don't react as rabidly as they do here in the States.
Right.
So if you take that Japanese crowd paired with the fact that they just saw 2 great matches and went on to a very, very American-style, non-athletic, standard tag team match, the crowd kind of fell flat there. So... But otherwise, I mean, that's really the one little nitpick that I have with this show. Otherwise, it was fantastic, and I'm hoping that WWE Network puts out some more of these specials from around the world here pretty soon.
I enjoyed it overall, but that was a dumb move, not putting a better match last than that. And if you're going to have it centered around Brock, why is he in the middle of the card instead of the end? It was confusing.
Yeah,
I think you're right. I mean, the other matches, those guys were pretty familiar with Japanese crowd, so they knew how to work them better.
Jericho and Neville I enjoyed, and then I enjoyed Brock and Kofi and Balor and Owens, and the other matches you can take or leave.
Yeah, because I know Jericho, he can work a Japanese crowd. Brock can, definitely Balor and Owens. So
I didn't think it was the greatest Divas match they had of all time, by far.
pretty good.
I'm not big on Tamina, really.
No, nor am I. And I mean, really, to go into a country where women's wrestling, the best women's wrestling in the planet, happens, and try to throw out a Divas style match. I mean, it was good. They did a great job, but
it was decent.
Whenever you're talking about a country that has seen wrestlers like Manami Toyota and Dump Matsumoto and Bull Nakano and Aja Kong. Those are some real athletes, and this Divas stuff don't really get over too well.
Exactly. They'd have been better off having an NXT Divas match.
Agreed. You could have had Charlotte versus Sasha. Charlotte versus Sasha.
I like that. They should call her Salsa.
Salsa Banks. Man,
I
like the idea of there being a Salsa Banks.
Salsa Banks. Okay, the next thing we were going to get into, I think we talked good enough about old Beast in the East. It was pretty good. I hope they do another, like you said, Cdub.
Yep.
You have any last words on that?
I would give it a solid 4 out of 5. If it didn't have that lame main event, I would have pretty much gave it a 5 out of 5. It's one of those all-time great cards.
If they'd have ended it with Balor and Owens, that would have been sick.
Yes.
Next up, we had the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 series coming up, and I was going to let Cdub report on this because I'm not really that up on the whole New Japan Pro Wrestling scene, but I did want to get you on here and kind of let us know what's going on there.
Yeah, most definitely, man. The New Japan yearly G1 series is upon us already here. And this year, as usual, we have the 2 Block A and Block B, where the 10 guys in each block will face each other in round-robin style competition, which means each wrestler faces each other one time. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and no points for a loss. Now, at the end of the series, which runs from July 20th until August 16th, I believe it is, the points will be tallied for those of you fans who are familiar with the Bound for Glory series in TNA. It's like that, except it actually makes sense, and they treat it like a real competition instead of a joke.
Well, I just really like the work done in New Japan, although I don't know much about the guys and don't watch it very often. I have seen some footage of their stuff with like Ring of Honor and everything, and I really like their product, really. And I still need to watch Wrestle King 9, was it?
Wrestle Kingdom 9, man. Yeah. Gotta watch it.
I still need to see that.
It's a must-watch. AJ Styles recently had a fantastic match at New Japan Dominion against Okada, the Rainmaker. And, man, that had one of the best ending sequences I've ever seen in any match ever.
So what do you think of Styles? Do you think he should be coming to WWE or what?
I think AJ Styles has his bread buttered in Japan, no problem.
Right.
And,
I do too, but don't you think he needs to take that one step and just see what happens?
You know, I have a feeling that as he gets a little bit older, it could happen. That could be a spot where he lands at the end of his career and kind of passes along his expertise to some of the young guys, maybe in NXT. But for AJ to be able to make a mark on the main roster and be a top guy,
that'd be hard.
I feel like he's about 5 years too late.
Right. I don't really see Joe doing that much.
I have to agree with that. But nevertheless, guys, if you're out there and you have not seen any New Japan, now's the time to watch it. There's the New Japan World subscription service, same price as the WWE Network. You get all kinds of cool classic content, and they'll be showing every single event live from the G1 for this entire month. It's a fantastic way for you to keep up with the points and really get behind some of these guys. You're going to see some of the best singles matchups that the world has to offer right now. You're going to have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus AJ Styles, Shibata versus Tanahashi. You got Tenzan versus Doc Gallows. You got the Battle of the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale versus Doc Gallows. That's going to be interesting in itself. And I only covered Block A. So definitely, guys, if you have not checked it out, do yourself a favor, subscribe to New Japan World. Not a paid advertisement there. Just trying to tell you, make sure you catch some awesome pro wrestling. Guys, get out there and do it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on here and reporting on that for me.
Most definitely, man. I will make a New Japan fan of you soon enough.
Yeah, man. I got to definitely start watching some New Japan. Especially, aren't they on TV now, on cable?
There's... They actually do have, it's on Access, AXS, I believe that's how you say it. Yeah, they have a weekly show, but unfortunately it's not really a live show. It's kind of more of a highlights deal.
But
where they'll show a few matches. But yeah, kind of like you just said, I mean, it's something. At the very least, it's a way for New Japan to gain ground here.
That's what I'm saying. It's getting the name around. So
I used to get Access, and it was good. And they had a lot of MMA on their boss route, and it was always
it sucks that they dropped it right whenever they got New Japan.
How are you gonna get rid of El Guapo?
I know. Yeah, I mean, jeez, come on now. Well, then I think I can still get it, but I got to pay extra now, so maybe that's it. You got to pay extra for that.
So, Jeff, you got any comments on the New Japan Pro Wrestling G1 series they're gonna have here?
I'm gonna have to check it out definitely, and
anything with AJ Styles in it, I'm a fan of anyway.
yeah, and I got check out some of these other wrestlers over there that I haven't seen or done any research on. So
AJ's always been one of my favorite to watch since he started.
it'd be something fresh for me to watch too.
Yeah.
Most definitely, guys. If I had to give you anybody to look out for from Japan, the main guys, the main names you need to know, to me, just my opinion, would be Shinsuke Nakamura, who this guy is absolute money. He's like you took Freddie Mercury and like Michael Jackson from the Thriller era and just fed them some acid and let them turn loose and wrestle. Super cool. You got the Rainmaker Okada. He's kind of like the $1 Million Man type gimmick in which he's rich, a villain. And then you got what a lot of people like to refer to as the John Cena of Japan, in Hiroshi Tanahashi, kind of the proven entity. And, man, there's so many other stars I could mention here. Old WCW alumni Yuji Nagata will be in the tournament as well in Block B.
Yeah, I remember him.
I've heard Nakamura, but the rest of my...
Did you guys hear? Here's one of the notes I had, speaking of a couple of these. Shinsuke Nakamura and, is it Kazuchika Okada?
That's about as good as it's going to get. Kazuchika Okada, a.k.a. the Rainmaker.
Yeah, they were rumored to be at the WWE tryout in Tokyo, but then Meltzer says that wasn't true, that they held tryouts, but the names weren't revealed yet. I think they did reveal some names since then, though, but I didn't really check it out. But
if I would have to say, if there's anybody still in New Japan who would probably translate well to the American audience, it would be Nakamura, Okada, and Tanahashi, those guys that I mentioned.
Well, I think it'd be cool to get more of them guys in there.
Yeah,
most definitely.
They need some more Japanese guys again.
Yeah, just kind of mix the styles up.
Yeah,
and for once, I mean, they won't have every Japanese guy be managed by Mr. Fuji, be a villain, and have the Orient Express theme music. Hopefully, now as we've seen with Kenta, aka Hideo Itami.
How about Yoshitatsu?
Yoshitatsu, man, he had a bad bump there. He took from
Styles.
AJ Styles
Yeah.
on that Styles.
No, I'm just saying how they used him in WWE with that video game music and stuff.
Yeah, that was your typical 1980s stereotypical booking there. Wasn't really a fan. Just as he started to kind of gain ground with the face paint or the mask or whatever it was, they cut his legs off.
Right.
And Yoshitatsu's back in New Japan now, so anybody out there, all three of you in the Yoshitatsu fan club, make sure to sign up for New Japan World because you'll see him on there.
What's he go as?
I believe Yoshitatsu.
Okay. He's going to be on there?
He won't be in the G1 tournament itself, but he does work for New Japan.
Yeah, but I think he hasn't got back in the ring yet since that injury, has he?
May not. He may not have.
I think I reported a few weeks ago he just took like his first bump since the surgery. So I don't see him getting in there and wrestling, but you never know.
Never know. Hopefully he'll be back sooner than later.
Okay, let's get into some of this news and wrap it up. The longtime TNA official Andy Barton, senior vice president, by the way, he officially left the company. He'd been that since 2002. Not good for TNA.
Not a good sign. Anytime you have those top-level execs leaving, the ship is sinking.
Yeah, if you guys got a comment on this stuff when I read it off, just throw it out.
Yeah, they're getting out while they can, probably.
Right. First ever NXT TakeOver live special is going to be aired in Brooklyn during SummerSlam weekend. Triple H announced this. I think that's cool as hell, man. I even announced last show that I think it could be something to do with SummerSlam weekend.
There you go, man. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
NXT
I said it'd be great
from the Barclays Center.
Yeah, I said it'd have been great for them to air that one during WrestleMania weekend, the Saturday before, and just make it part of WrestleMania weekend.
I'm hoping that that's what they're looking to do, is beef up these major events like the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and really turn them into an entire weekend of just, WWE-themed activities and events, and it's definitely going to be a good way for them to immerse the fan base who show up to these big events.
Well, I'm happy to hear it because I was right on with my little prediction of what it was, so it's exactly what wanted it to be, so I can't complain. I think it's awesome.
Perfect.
Magnus announced for the July 9th live event versus Tommaso Ciampa in Appleton, Wisconsin for GFW.
Not surprising. I'd heard that he had left TNA.
Yeah, we announced last week that he left, and I don't know if you listened to last week's episode, but we announced he left and then signed with less than 24 hours with the Global Force.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of talk that this being released from TNA and going to Global Force
It's all a big storyline.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. It's all going to be just the seeds for the Invasion storyline. Look, if you're a TNA fan, I'm sorry, but TNA fucking sucks, and they need to die. That's all there is to it.
I like Ring of Honor, though.
It'd be like the WCW guys coming to WWE when they bought them out.
But just worse.
There was a few guys that lasted, but most of them.
But it'll be worse.
Yeah, the best thing that anybody associated with TNA could do is get on the Global Force bandwagon immediately.
Yep, exactly. That's what they did with WWE at the end, too.
Yep.
It's like, we got to get over there. The rats have got to jump off the ship. Anyway, reports say that WWE WrestleMania 32 is being planned with the notion that Bryan will not be able to wrestle, Daniel Bryan. And as we talked, that concussion thing's serious, but, now we're hearing that he's probably not going to be able to wrestle at Mania, and they're pretty much planning it without him. I think the worst is true.
I hate to hear it, but, I would like to see Daniel Bryan still be involved with the company, and I'm sure they're going to.
But not in any kind of wrestling format.
No, definitely not, but I think you could tie him to a guy like a Neville, who perhaps isn't that good of a talker.
Yeah, you could.
And you could have Daniel Bryan kind of keep living on in the ring vicariously through his protégés that he manages.
I agree. Jeff, you agree with that?
Yeah, most definitely.
I just say best of luck to Daniel Bryan, and I hope he has a good recovery on whatever happens to him. So
yeah, he's not tough enough right now, so he's still staying in.
Yeah, I hope he recovers with this concussion thing. I don't know. I'd like to see him in one more match or so, but if it can't happen, then I don't know. I'm not going to complain. He did enough. Ric Flair says NXT is better than TNA or ROH.
Agreed.
Yep. Did you see that he has no long-term injuries, he says, from wrestling, and that doctors called him a medical miracle? I had to note that.
Well, whenever you've pickled yourself in liquor over the years, it does pretty good as a preservative. So
yeah, kind of like formaldehyde. Just
I'll wrestle it drunk, baby.
Hell, he survived a plane crash.
Yeah,
he did. That's crazy, man. Did you see the porn site Brazzers is claiming that they want Dolph Ziggler for a post-WWE career?
I have heard that, and I understand that Dolph Ziggler himself kind of likes to play into the joke on Twitter.
Yeah, he's actually responding to it. But they're all serious and stuff. I've seen it. They're like, we really want you, man.
Well, that's not a bad way to make a living.
No, not at all. You guys got any more on that?
I got nothing.
Young Bucks called Cena one of the best of all time on Twitter. What do you guys think of that?
I would agree with it, but who the fuck are the Young Bucks to be calling anybody the greatest of all time? Those guys, don't get me wrong, again, don't send me hate mail. They're a great tag team, but I mean, if you're going to throw around the greatest of all time moniker, you kind of need to just throw it on one person, not one of, or anything like that. And while I can definitely get behind the statement.
Well, did you hear how they said it, though? It was like some kid said that, well, at least you're better than John Cena or something like that, or you can wrestle better than John Cena does. Well, then they said Cena's one of the greatest of all time.
Hey, it's like many old-timers have said, the only thing that is real is the money and the miles, and if we're measuring it on that, John Cena is number one.
Right. I mean, they're going to have to say, yeah. I mean, I think it may be a real statement, true statement from them.
A lot to miles.
But who are the Young Bucks really to say? I don't know. Okay, Generation Me. Don't forget that.
There you go.
Randy Orton
was wearing their shirt. That's about the only thing I've heard out of him lately is the shirt worn by King Mo at a Bellator fight.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear Randy Orton's girlfriend announced they're engaged, man? He's getting married again.
Again.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Randy.
I'll go to the papers if I have to.
We'll find out where his wedding is and go.
Fucking RKO out of nowhere at the altar.
Yeah.
We already talked about Austin appearing on WWE 2K16 cover. What you think of that, Cdub?
I love it, man. I don't like the fact that Austin got a little bit heated at the Hot Rod, apparently.
Oh, yeah, I had that noted down. Piper released from his Legends contract after the old podcast war with Austin.
Wow.
What was that all about?
Apparently, Austin took a little bit of umbrance to Piper's comments that about his business dealings with WWE, or perhaps it was the way he handled something. I'm not really sure because I didn't actually listen to it, but I do know that the end result ended up being Roddy Piper's podcast canceled from Podcast One. He's now on SoundCloud releasing his podcast.
Right.
And Stone Cold Steve Austin apparently had something to do with Roddy being released. He did say in a statement that he won't comment any further on it. He respects Rod and wishes the best for him.
But how about Piper getting released from his old Legends contract?
Yeah, that's not good. I would imagine.
Does that have something to do with it?
I would think so, man. Most likely. You know, sometimes with Roddy, and I don't know the guy personally.
He does get in a lot of shit.
Roddy doesn't always treat the situation appropriately and know when to shut his mouth and just say yes, and when to fly off the handle and freak out on somebody.
So you think Austin has a reason that he lost his Legends contract?
I think Piper was probably put into a situation by this whole Austin fiasco and probably didn't respond how WWE had hoped he would, and that was probably a lot of the reason why he was let go, was the fallout from that.
Oh, that's ridiculous, man. He's always getting fired or something.
But again, guys, I'm not, I don't want to speak as if I know something. I'm just going off what I know about these people. Past history together. Piper's left the WWE quite a few times and come back. So,
right. Piper to Global Force.
There you go.
Okay. David Otunga, did you see he wrestled his first live event match in Rockford, Illinois since January 2015? I was wondering if that guy wrestled still or not.
What's a David Otunga?
Okay, going on from that. Dean Ambrose starring in the upcoming 12 Rounds 3 Knockdown WWE film released September 11th.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking that one's going straight to the shit pile.
I'm thinking so. I like the fact that they're trying to put these people into roles. I think Dean Ambrose could be a fantastic actor. But if anybody in pro wrestling or anywhere wants to truly break out into Hollywood, you're not going to be able to do it with the stink of WWE films on your movies.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked before, don't they all just end up in the pile, man? It's like...
I'm afraid so. They're destined for the bargain bin.
Yes, they are.
See no evil.
They barely get any theatrical releases.
Marine.
Yeah, just keep going on with that horrible list of movies, Jeff.
Yeah, just keep on going and going.
Fuck, that one with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
The Call. Steven's a fan of that movie.
See, The Rock had to break out of those finally.
He's not really, I'm just giving him shit. By the way, yesterday, happy belated birthday to Steven from yesterday.
Happy birthday, Steven.
Yep, so if he's listening,
cheers, mate.
Happy belated, brother. Did you see that Rey Mysterio is to wrestle in an IWS ring, which I don't really know what that stands for, but he's going to do this March 5th, 2016 in Montreal, Canada.
Aha.
So he's coming to Canada.
Well, Mysterio, have fun in your time north of the border, and I really don't know what to say about Rey. I think he's trying to kind of wind his career down in Mexico.
Yeah, well, he's in that match coming up we talked about last week with Alberto Del Rio.
There we go.
El Patron. They're going to have a tag team match coming up here at like July 1st or when was it, Jeff? Like August 1st?
Yeah.
Something like that. So
El Patron.
This one says till, I don't know if is that an error put in 2016, but that's quite a ways away.
Very well could be.
I don't know. I'll have to recheck that up and let people know if I messed up or not. Brie Bella begging for the NXT women to get called up. I said this earlier. What do you think of that?
Man, I heard some rumblings recently that perhaps we could see Paige. I mean, obviously she wouldn't be the one calling them up, but in the storyline,
well, we just talked about
calling
this earlier,
up some of her buddies, Sasha and Charlotte.
Yeah, we just talked this, didn't we, Jeff?
Yeah.
In our Raw review, we said that this could be a great spot to bring a couple divas up from NXT to help, because she's down 3-1 now. Exactly,
and I think bringing the daughter of the Nature Boy and Miss Salsa Banks herself, I mean, you can't beat that, man. That's two thoroughbred young female stars that are going to have very, very bright futures in the industry.
Right. Did you guys see that Vince reportedly banned the term backbreaker from WWE TV?
It's not surprising.
I thought it was funny, though, that Heyman used backbreaker on
Yeah,
Raw.
he did say that, didn't he?
Yeah, right.
You know, guys, I like the idea of Vince being safe and politically correct, but don't you think a finer point to touch on would be having your main star not throw a car door into the crowd before you worry about backbreakers?
Boy, that was kind of careless in my opinion.
Just a little bit, and Brock Lesnar definitely almost hit himself in the face with the backside of that axe as well.
I was waiting for it to bounce back and cracking.
That was the one segment of Raw that I did see, which of course was why I wasn't on for Raw's review tonight.
It was badass but dangerous.
It was.
Yeah.
I think that especially was hitting the tire. I was like, that thing bounced back and hit him in the head.
The first hit, he let go of that son of a bitch, if you watched again.
Yeah.
And after that, he started holding it. I don't know. He's crazy.
Brock Lesnar with an axe. That's I'm going to be having nightmares about that tonight.
Right. Well, it's PG, but you're going to do that. Okay. Let's ban the word backbreaker, but let's take an axe to this ride. Okay.
Yeah.
Tyson Kidd surgery. I heard this, guys. Only 5% of people that have this surgery survive.
Fact.
Estimate was given prior to the surgery, too. And he's out at least a year, but there's been a lot of rumors that he may never wrestle again, so...
Man, I certainly hope that's not the case. Tyson's a hell of a worker who, I mean, the guy had his first WWE match at like age 14, I think, something like that.
Yeah. So.
At the Stampede in Calgary. So, man, this is a serious injury. You know, anytime you injure those top vertebrae, like my friend Jesse Sorensen there did in TNA, man.
Yeah.
It's a very, very serious injury. And Tyson was right in that tweet. That's not many people survive that. So he's very lucky, and hopefully we do see him back in the ring, and if not, I think he'd be another guy that would be fantastic to teach at NXT and the Performance Center.
I think so too, but hopefully we see him back. It'd be miraculous recovery.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, so get well soon, Tyson. Shout out to him. Shout out to Natty for helping him deal with it. Styles praises Cesaro and O'Neal after Raw performance. I already talked about this too, but what'd you think of that, Cdub?
I think it's well deserved.
What about Titus?
Titus, man, the guy's a natural athlete. I like him as a person.
He praised him being on the mic.
He's always been good on the mic. Sometimes he can be a little bit ridiculous, but I think that the few times he did commentary was just hilarious, man.
And you didn't watch the match between Cesaro and Cena yet, right?
I have not yet, but I heard that it was
one hell of a match.
Worth watching.
One hell of a match, and that's why he praised Cesaro.
Most definitely.
I just kind of wanted. I know we talked about this already, guys, but I just kind of wanted to get C-Dub's opinion there.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Push Cesaro, man. Give the guy a shot. Tyson Kidd's out. Why not?
Right. I think they're gonna. If Cena was, talking him up and praising him that much, I think they're gonna probably push him here soon.
I hope so.
Plus JR.
How many times have we talked about how good he is?
Yeah, they're just wasting him.
Yeah, they are. I think we've talked about that a ton of times.
I think he's too Swiss, pal.
Yeah, did you see Sports Illustrated profiled Tito Santana for, his work with kids and stuff? So I don't know exactly what it all was, but Sports Illustrated profile, it was pretty cool.
Way to go, Tito. Arriba.
Arriba. Mickie James set for the Global Force Wrestling tapings in Las Vegas. Kind of sad. I wanted to see her come back to WWE, but whatever. Good luck. Good luck to Mickie.
They got enough divas coming up from NXT and stuff.
Sorry about
what
that.
Did you
Get a hold of
say?
yourself,
What did you say, C-Dub?
I said I'm thinking Arby's.
I cracked up on that, dude. I'm sorry.
Get a hold of yourself, man.
It's like we're watching Frogs again.
Yes.
Okay, former NWA champion Adam Pearce started a full-time training job at WWE at the Performance Center. What'd you guys think of that? Scrap Iron.
I like it, man. He's a grizzled young vet, as good old Doc Gallows would say. And he's a guy who's been out there on the indie circuit and pounded the pavement. And
I'm a little surprised WWE hired him as a trainer. Maybe they didn't want him as a talent, but they're like, hey, we could use you as a trainer.
Yeah, maybe.
Jeff, anything on that?
No, I just noticed they've been doing that with quite a few guys now.
Okay, well, I got a couple more things, and then we're going to close it down here, guys. Did you guys hear Austin said that he thinks he's left everything that he's got in the ring He said this via ABC News, the Associated Press. There's no reason to go back in the ring and prove anything, he said. He said he had to ride off in the sunset a little earlier than he would have liked, but the final match he had at WrestleMania with The Rock was his last match. So let's shut down the rumors.
I smell working the marks. You leave enough money in that ring and he'll go right back to it.
I don't know. I think he may be done.
I seen another interview where he claims he's got some big news coming that his fans will devour.
But why would he get back in the ring, though, really? I mean, just, he can't go like he used to, probably.
Oh, Hershey the Wonder Dog getting them expensive treats, son. Paying for all them damn Zumba lessons.
God damn.
Hell,
My old wife
Stink
goes
went.
to Zumba every night.
Sting can go, he can go.
Yeah. The old
hell,
Wonder
why not?
Dog.
I mean, bring him back, man. Hershey's got to have his treats.
Hershey the Wonder Dog gonna go to Zumba tonight. Let's talk about Alpha Brain.
All right.
Yeah, I don't. Apparently, Steve will have to come back because those Alpha Brain endorsements aren't paying enough. So.
I don't think so. Let's talk
All
about...
you guys are on it. Make
Let's-
sure and pay old Stone Cold a little more, son. Let's discuss Roddy Piper and his Legends deal.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I'm afraid it's gone.
Okay, one last note that I wanted to say, and I wanted to see C-Dub's opinion on this, something me and Jeff kind of came up with. What do you think that, this old storyline where they got the Authority against Brock?
Yep.
He could use a little bit of help, probably.
Eventually, I think so, yeah.
Well, what would be the bad idea about, Dangerous Danny Davis is putting OVW up for sale? Buy that son of a bitch and use it for your storyline-wise, and have, like, the OVW boys with Orton, Cena, Batista, and Lesnar against a heel-turned-Shield back with the Authority and Kane or whoever.
Oh, man, it could be a case, depending on what else you have going on at the time, of too many irons in one fire, but there's no doubt that storyline has money written all over
And
it.
let me also say this. They could also call it, a new Dangerous Alliance.
Ooh, I have been clamoring for a new Dangerous Alliance ever since Paul Heyman, Paul E. Dangerously, shut down the original back in
Me too.
WCW.
And who was part of the original Dangerous Alliance?
Original Dangerous Alliance, you had
Good old Stone Cold.
Ravishing Rick Rude's stunning Steve Austin.
Oh, yes,
You had beautiful Bobby Eaton, the Cruncher Larry Zbyszko.
Yes, the Cruncher.
Enforcer Arn Anderson, and Medusa.
Yep. But
I
I
don't think
loved
I'm missing
old...
any.
Stone Cold in there.
But I think,
Forget that
hey, OVW boys are New Dangerous Alliance. I think we got to go with it.
It's sweet, but...
And I've heard, Batista wants to do one last one. Say what, Jeff?
Like Cdub said, that could be too many. I mean, I don't know. It would be good, I think.
Too many. It's just 4 guys together banding up against the guys to fight them off.
Yeah, but I mean,
Kane and the Authority.
to kind of back up my point, though, if those are all your top guys, generally WWE likes to kind of put the guys who are lower on the card with those guys who are higher on the card to try to kind of give them that little boost.
Yeah, but how about like a Survivor Series angle?
Now we're talking.
Yeah, and get the Shield guys back over.
And that's around,
Right.
that's closer to WrestleMania Season 2. And Batista could stick around for his retirement match.
There you go.
Like we said, Reigns and Ambrose probably could use a heel turn.
Oh, yeah. We need a Shield reunite. And C-Dub's even said that.
Yeah.
A reuniting of the Shield would be just badass right now and work.
I think so, man.
So, if anybody has no more notes or news, man, I'm going to call it episode 34 done. Till
I
next
got
week.
nothing for you guys. Definitely make sure and check out that G1, like I said. Drop some comments here on the video if you do. Let us know a little bit what you think about New Japan.
Yeah, just give us feedback at anything on the show that you liked or didn't like or whatever. I know I'm setting myself up there, but hell, we're on episode 34 and we've had like about 3 people comment, so it's like we've been trying to get people to say whatever, So also give us a like if you liked what you heard, and make sure to subscribe here on YouTube or like us on Facebook. Search us at either site and find us. I'm going to say peace out, guys, for episode 34. Until next week, it's Cdub, Jeff Crow, and Jeff Jaros, the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. Peace out, guys.
Always good to be here with you guys, so peace out.
Yep. Peace out, Cdub.
Catch you on down the damn road, son.
All right, guys. Till next week. Later on.
Later.